Good evening. I am Pamela Coleman. I am the host of Faces 8. We are a new talk show here in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania area for women. We know that today's women have many different challenges as well as issues that they're dealing with. So we're here in the mall because we're going to take an opportunity shortly to talk to some of our shoppers here that are going back and forth, just enjoying their Saturday evening, if they would allow us just to steal a moment of their time so that they can have a speak out concerning the different issues that women in 2008 and back have been dealing with. Faces is an organization that was formed by a group of women that originally came from Women Building Women International 8. That's an organization that's designed and structured to deal with the issues of women of all cultures. Women issues, whether it's issues with relationships, issues with children, issues with family, issues with education, issues with economics, we're covering all. At this time, we're going to take an opportunity here in the Tysons Corner Mall to talk to some of our shoppers to see what they feel, that not just us, but what they feel that they should actually see on Faces 8. The different segments that we're going to be taping, we're not just going to be doing it from our perspective, but from the perspective of our viewers.
Okay.
Faces 8 is a new talk show that's coming to TV, and what we're doing is we don't want to have segments of our own. We actually want to have our women here in the Baltimore, Virginia, D.C., Pennsylvania area tell us different topics that they would like to hear on the talk show. So it won't just be about us, but it'll be about women in itself. So tell me, if you have an opportunity, which you do now, to speak about a talk show, to have a topic spoken on concerning a talk show, what would it be?
Well, yeah, we're here for cheerleading. Yeah. We're cheerleaders, we're here for a competition, it's a big thing, and
okay.
It's a topic on cheerleading.
Now, I can tell you one of the things that I've heard recently is that a lot of the different schools, when you guys go out to these different cheerleading events, you guys kind of deal with a lot of different issues with jealousy.
We're girls.
Insecurity.
We're girls
for it, don't you do it.
Okay, so now, based on that, if you were to say, Miss Coleman, I would like a segment on, what would it be, based on what you just told me?
Cheerleader jealousy.
Cheerleader jealousy it is.
I mean,
okay.
Women all
in women's sports, maybe, or maybe the fact that we should come together and not be so jealous, but promote women athletes and stick up and maybe not rely so much on our men, and we could make it in the world, you know.
Wonderful.
We could be famous if we weren't as jealous.
Yes, yes.
Enjoy the successes of others instead of worrying about other people.
Okay, wonderful. What's your name? I apologize, I didn't ask you. Timber and
Jesse.
Okay, well, America and viewers, this is Timber and Jesse, Faces 8. We want to actually take an opportunity, and we will have a segment on sports jealousy. That, hey, together we can win. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. What we're actually doing today is we're out in the mall because we're asking the different shoppers to give us suggestions for segments versus us actually saying, okay, the show is going to be about this. The reason why I stopped you guys because you look like you're a lovey-dovey couple, and I just thought, as a lovey-dovey couple, what is a topic that you guys would like to hear on the show? And give me something real, something that you really think is an issue that needs to be dealt with. Give it to me.
Do you want
right from
each
the
of us?
Together, each individually, however you want to do it.
What kind of show is it?
It's a talk show for women, but we're going to have issues pertaining to women, whether it come from men, couples, young, old. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So if you have a concern that you say, hey, these talk shows beat up on such and such, but why don't they talk about this or that? You're entitled. So tell me.
I'd like to hear some stories about women in the Bible.
Okay. Well, I do want to let you know that it is Christian-based.
Oh, Cool.
So we will be dealing with things from a practical as well as a spiritual standpoint. So when we talk to the women, we're not just going to tell them something that is just our opinion, because opinions are really like noses. You understand? But we're going to give them biblical principles that can actually alter and change the very course of their life and their way of thinking.
Cool.
Okay? And you, sir, thank you. We believe in it is going to be exciting, just something new, a new twist to things on the talk shows. So tell me, what is it?
I have got nothing.
And you know what? There isn't a
opinions.
man out here that does not have some type of concern. It doesn't have to be an issue. It could be a concern. It could be with family, kids.
Tell them that thing you were telling me about the guy from Pennsylvania. About the homeschoolers.
Yeah, I was reading, an article actually yesterday on off of the Drudge Report, about how there's a new, court case in California about how about making it so that people can't kind of homeschool and raise their own children. And I just think it's kind of, amazing. We live in a society where we're free, and a lot of people just want to be left alone, to raise their families, and bring up their kids. And I think generally, generally that's been, American history, but, in some cases, there's people who really feel like when parents are making the decisions without having this long, intellectual background, without having, all of these kind of, without kind of making the same decisions that all of the people running the government think that they should. And obviously not in obviously in cases of abuse or cases of neglect, you want the government to be able to step in, but when it comes to saying, well, we want to be sure that all of the children are not just taught, but that they're only allowed to kind of be taught these things. That's kind of a concern.
So you guys are parents?
No, we're not married.
Oh, okay. Do you have children? Okay. So basically you're saying, okay.
Yeah, someday I will.
Okay, and you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that. And what's your name?
Emily.
Emily and
John.
Well, basically, John, what you're telling me is you want us to do a segment on going back to the old-fashioned principles of life, where you're allowing people to raise their children.
Yeah.
And based on the principles that you feel that you were brought up on, that you feel are much better than some of the principles that other parents practice in today's society.
I guess the issue is more of like a case where, like, I guess the extreme case that you were talking about was like some girl said she didn't want to go to church, and so the government stepped in, and her parents said, you got to go to church, and the government stepped in and took the kid away, and so the parents had to risk losing their kid, and they had to eventually. It was a choice between, say, okay, you don't have to go to church, or subject their kid to foster care for months and months while the court battle went on.